Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Minecraft. You join me here in my beautiful, lush cave of a home. Lush, of course, referring to the greenery that we see on the walls, and not the shop in the UK that sells bath bombs and other bath and shower related products. Now, you may remember from last episode, we made absolutely zero progress whatsoever. I suppose that's not entirely true, because we did, in fact, construct this beautiful notice board here. It's not exactly groundbreaking stuff here from the team behind this Minecraft series. The team being me on my own in my bedroom. But you'll notice there's actually a new sign on this board of ours, and it says, "Cow Farm, Moo." The ad-lib there, of course, just to really drive home the point that we will be making a cow farm today. Now, I'll just take you over here. Let's just take a little venture across the lush plains of my cave. Ooh, there's some weird bubbling noises coming from there. Not sure I like that, but that's okay. Let's just come across here to the pits of hell, everybody. Whoa. Yeah, it's pretty rough in there. Some people would say this was inhumane. Please don't report me. Please do not report me, because we're going to be sorting that issue out today. You can see I've started hollowing out a nice area behind the cow farm here, and I'm going to transfer them from one hole into another hole. Now, there's a couple of other new additions. You'll see there's this walkway here, and if we look left... Ooh, what's this, everybody? Let me just take a little hop, skip, and a jump across the stepping stones here. This is a rather mysterious looking shack. I don't remember building this, he said convincingly. And if we just come inside... Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, we'll have to forgive him because, English isn't actually his first language. He's sort of new to the region. He actually speaks in ice tongue, the tongue of the freezing north. He's from Yorkshire, and what you'll notice is this is our new resident postman. Say hello, everyone. Oh, it's not very inviting to hold a sword in his face. Say hello, everyone. Point your knives at him and wave. Yeah, this is our postman. He's a bit shy. Oh, no, sorry, I was putting him off. I'll keep my distance, don't worry. He's a bit shy, so just give him a chance. But if we get rid of the boat that we are carrying in our hands, just the entire brigantine that we're carrying between our arms, and if we look in this chest... Ooh, what's this? It seems we've got some mail. Wow, guys, am I role-playing okay? Okay, so yeah. A couple of you left some emails and also some messages on the Discord, and you've come to me with your burning questions, and it's up to me to apply the cream, the knowledge-based aloe vera to hopefully send you on your way out into the world more informed. So what we'll do, it's a bit dark now, let me just have a little sleep. Let me just sleep on these questions for a little bit, decide what my answers are going to be, and then hopefully I'll be able to crack on with business. Business, of course, being moving the cows from one hole to another. So, yeah, what you can do, I don't know if I explained this very clearly last time. If you'd like to participate in this series, please join my Discord. I'll put a link in the description, or email me at... Wait, let me get this right. At eggboy.mailbox@gmail.com, and in future episodes you too could have your questions answered by someone with even less life experience than yourself. I'm noticing I've got 3 raw chickens in my inventory here. I did go on a bit of a murdering spree. Let's cook them up. Do I have any bread? I've got a lot of wheat on me, so let's just make some bread real quick, and let's get into the first question. Much as we are chowing down on this nice loaf, let's also chow down on something to ponder. So the first couple of questions, and I've paired these two together, are what kind of music do you listen to in your free time? And that's from Jacob or Jacob. It could be Jakub. I apologize if both of those pronunciations are wrong. And then I also got another question in a similar vein. What kind of music do you like? From Simon. And it's very much important that we don't forget Simon in this equation. So I'm going to be an annoying guy here as I begin to excavate this area out. Oh no, there's water. We've already caused a flood. I'm going to be an annoying guy here, and I'm going to have to say my music taste is very broad. Yeah, I listen to a lot of different genres, actually. From country to pop to classical music, all the way to EDM, a bit of drum and bass. But I guess what I could zero in on, probably the most interesting, well, maybe not interesting, but like a side of my music taste, a large side of my music taste is dubstep, which might surprise you because I don't exactly participate in any raves on the regular. I'm not really I'm not much of a scene kid, I wouldn't say, but dubstep has been a big part of my life since I was like 13, maybe 12 even years old. Just a little young man listening to his wubs. I remember the start of this obsession was, there's something called UKF dubstep. A lot of you might remember them because back in the day on YouTube, everybody used to have this like non-copyright, just really awful non-copyright EDM or dubstep related intro. And obviously I've always wanted to do YouTube. And so back in the day, searching around for an intro of my own led me to a couple of iTunes albums called UKF dubstep. I think it was like the album of the year, and it had all the biggest, hottest new dubstep records from 2012, 2013, 2014, and of course going forward. And so that's really where this obsession with wubs and beeps and boops kicked in. And since then I've just never really looked back. My favorite artists, I would say, there's an artist called Virtual Riot who does some very hardcore stuff, but I'm more into his melodic side. I'm more of a melodic dubstep kind of guy, you know. I'm not that aggressive. I'm sort of a bit more chilled out. And then there's a guy called Vanik who does a bunch of. Is this interesting to anyone? I like Vanik because all of his drops are quite floaty, and they always include a synth, which kind of what's the word? Transcends between notes in a very wispy way. I feel so pretentious talking about this. I remember specifically a big core memory that shaped me is when we were younger and we had school trips, and you know those school trips where you're like on a coach. Maybe people who are sort of from mainland Europe won't have experienced this, but if you're from the UK and you go on a school trip, they bung you on a coach and you drive across the ocean on a ferry, and then you just drive out into Europe for like 18 hours, and you're just stuck on this coach. You only get to piss every 5 hours, and you have to hold it in desperately. And I remember this whole coach journey, I was sitting next to my best friend Miles, and we were trading EDM songs. We were switching headphones over and just listening to like the worst of the worst dubstep. Well, Miles was more sort of tasteful. He was more into like Avicii and stuff like that. But I was into the hardest of hardcore. And I remember a specific moment where another kid on the bus just decided to pluck my headphones off my head at the worst possible moment, just as the most gruesome of gruesome drops was about to drop. And I think it went, he put the headphones on and the song went, "In this game, I'm a psychopath." Just absolutely rancid dubstep. And everybody laughed, and I was very embarrassed. Right, guys, you're gonna have to keep it down because it's becoming quite disruptive now. All this noise you're creating. I mean, there's so much friction going on there. There's way too much friction going on there, and it's just not necessary. they'll never learn. So if I could concentrate for a minute over here, what are we thinking of this, guys? A nice little 2-block gap in the middle here for some gates, some lovely wooden posts, and then I'm just going to continue it back in sort of the same pattern. What are we thinking of that? I will need your feedback quite quickly because I'm doing this in a live format, like I'm cracking on with it. So if it's okay, I might just actually ignore you on this one. I am going to need some more wood in a second, so maybe whilst I'm getting some wood, I could crack in to the next question. So yeah, big ups to Jacob or Jakob and Simon, of course. Let's not forget Simon. Big ups to you both for messaging in. Feel free to message in again because, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be overrun with traffic to this first episode. But let's move on. So this next question comes from a user by the username of Happy Buzz. What a lovely, wholesome username you have given yourself there. And the question goes like this. Do you have any words of wisdom in regards to storytelling and script writing for a person who's intimidated by it? Now, I can see why you might have come to me for this advice, because my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel, may lull you into the false sense of security that I have any idea what I'm doing when it comes to storytelling. I mean, a lot of my content is quite story heavy, quite lore heavy, but I am by no means a professional. I hate to break this to you. So just take whatever I say in the next few minutes with a huge pinch of salt. But maybe there's a token to be taken there because really, like, I think a lot of people are too pretentious when it comes to storytelling, or maybe like a bit too gatekeepy. I did A-level film, and I also did 1 year of a film degree, albeit in like a COVID year, so it wasn't like really a proper uni experience. But something I picked up on in that time is that a lot of people, they want to go out there and they want to write the next, let's think of they want to write the next Shawshank Redemption, or even something like really, they want to write the next Saltburn or something like that, you know, something really deep and meaningful that leaves things open to interpretation, but also that it hits on some hard hitting topics. Like every film guy wants to be an edgy film guy. Do you know what I mean? And I think when it comes to script writing, particularly the modules that we took around script writing, I found a little bit frustrating because they were quite restrictive. Like there was a lot of rules that they took. They kind of just taught us about rules. And, you know, in regards to 3-act structure, in regards to like, you've always got to have a villain, and you should always introduce a good character in these specific ways. And I guess my advice would be just relax a little bit, and everyone's got, this is going to sound, having talked about how I don't like pretentious people, this is going to sound pretentious. Everyone's got their own sort of voice when it comes to writing, and isn't that just so true? But what I mean by that is, I think it's useful to focus when writing about characters specifically, but even when just writing in a more sort of general sense, it's useful to focus on colloquialisms or like ways of speaking and mannerisms that make you different to everyone else. Because one of the things that you'll notice about people, if you care to pay attention, is that everybody does have their own completely unique mannerisms and way of speaking, and also by association way of writing, and that's because, you know, everyone's different. I don't know how else to put it, but we've all experienced so many things separate to each other that you just develop. You know, even from watching YouTube videos, like I remember I watched so much Yogscast back in the day that some of the turns of phrases I use are directly as a result of them. And I make an effort to kind of inject that in my writing because I don't know, I feel like it makes it unique, and it gives it its own kind of like quirky style. Oh, that's annoying. We're literally one block off. Hang on. Sorry, I just had to pause there to get my words straight because I was literally just rambling on. This is something that hopefully I'll get better at as the episodes go on, is speaking coherently. But for now, I am going to have to pause every now and again just to think about things. I suppose to answer the bit about like being intimidated by writing, don't be. It really is the sort of thing that, I mean, like, everything is scary the first couple of times you're doing it. You know, drawing is massively intimidating, for example. But you get better through experience and just by doing. I feel bad cutting down this lovely flowery tree, but I do need the wood. No, yeah, you get better by doing, and unfortunately, it's one of them things where you just have to bite the bullet, because I know, for example, that I'm quite like I like to put things off when I'm not particularly keen on them, and you just never get round to doing stuff if you operate that way, unfortunately, and that's just a harsh truth. So it's okay to be intimidated by it, I suppose. It would be the advice I give, but make sure you start, and the more you write, you'll start to feel slightly better about what you've written. I mean, I know that oftentimes during the start, I just thought, this is awful. This is every single time I wrote a script for a YouTube video, I thought, this is not my finest work. And eventually sort of started to think, well, when will I actually write something that is my finest work? But you know, you'll reach. I think it's inconsistent, but you'll reach points where you write something down and you think, you read it back and it actually makes you feel something. I know that sounds really lame, but you write something down, you read it back, and you find yourself getting a little bit emotional, and you think, I don't know what I've done there, but I've captured something. So, I mean, I haven't given very good advice there, but those would be my little tidbits from my very inexperienced perspective. So, yeah, I suppose this actually leads, because I'll be honest with you, I already know what the next question is. This kind of leads on to the next question. It's from the same person, Happy Fuzz. Thanks for writing in twice. Honestly, that's absolutely fine, because, like I said, we've got a bit of a dearth of mail at this point in time. I realise it's the first episode. I don't know why I'm complaining. How entitled of me. But yeah, Happy Fuzz has asked a supplementary question. I'd love to hear from you on how you have built your confidence and bravery to take on new things. And I think that's very complimentary on your part. I don't consider myself as someone who's particularly brave. I would say I am the opposite. Like, I am a bit of a coward. Someone who's scared of the world around me in general, and I always have been since I've been a little kid. I'm quite resistant to change because I'm scared of things. But I suppose maybe what you're referring to is that I went traveling this past year, and that seemed like quite a big thing to do, because for people who don't know, I did 6 weeks in Japan on my own, and I've been lucky enough in my life to have some travel experience before with my parents. But this was like way bigger than anything I had ever done. And I think, to begin with, the reason I went was obviously because I'd always wanted to go. It's sort of a dream trip. But the thing that made me go was really sort of naivety rather than bravery. Like, I just didn't know how big of a task it would be. I think I sort of, maybe there was a bit of arrogance in I traveled with my parents before, and I kind of thought, like, I've got this. But I think what it comes down to is bravery is like a momentum-based game. And the only way that you can kind of build up any kind of confidence, I think, is by proving to yourself that you're capable of things. And so I know, for example, before that Japan trip, I mean, I won't like go into it on any kind of deep level, but I struggled with well, I still do struggle a little bit with a bit of health anxiety, and that made me feel really incapable, and I was concerned about my ability to cope with a lot of situations going into it. But what I realized was that by being in situations which did kind of exacerbate any problems I might have, and then being able to sort of get through them and not deal with them necessarily effectively, but like get through with them and everything be okay, then I was by doing that over, you know, the weeks that I was there, I was kind of building up this big bank of evidence of situations in which, you know, I was able to cope. And then you can kind of look back and think, when you find yourself in similar situations in the future, you can look back and think, no, I know that I can handle that. Even if it's not comfortable, I know that I can get through that and be okay. So I think it's about experience, and you just kind of have to be willing to be open to the fact that you will be just terrified of things the first time. I always think back to like when people mention about courage and bravery, and like finding yourself in sort of a crisis situation. I'm quite an unfortunate person in general. I think I find myself in a lot of scrapes in life, but I always think back to being trapped in a love hotel, and you know, I was absolutely I play it off cool, I did a vlog of it, and I play it off like quite well, but I was absolutely terrified being locked in my hotel room in this horrible, like, dingy love hotel in the middle of a city that and of people who didn't speak my language, you know. But what I realized is that after a bit of a cry, like in a crisis, I can be calm, and I actually, even though I'm quite a stressy person, when push comes to shove, like what I realized is my natural reaction is to have kind of a level head, and I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't been in that situation, and therefore you know, I might have avoided confronting situations, or like you know, I might have built up big reasons why I couldn't do stuff in my head because I figured I would panic in a kind of I say crisis situation. It's quite dramatic. It wasn't an earthquake or anything. I was just locked in a hotel room. But so yeah, to answer your question, like I am not a confident person at all, but I think the best way you can get over stuff like that is to just force yourself into doing it and build up that kind of the wealth of experience. And I think the people who appear to be confident have just put themselves out there a bit more, and know that they can handle things through experience. Because the worst thing you can do is to avoid stuff. Avoidance is how you get phobias. That's if you want to be afraid of everything, stay indoors and avoid everything, I suppose, is just to give you the opposite advice. But yeah, I hope that doesn't come across as too preachy. Again, like I'm mixing up my words massively, but I hope that comes across in an understandable way. Let's get some sticks there. There we go. There's our second fence gate. Is it going dark? No, we're fine. It always looks like it's going dark, but that is, of course, because I've chosen to live in a cave. Okay, let's place these gates down here. That's perfect. And a little known trick that's actually probably pretty widespread. There's a pandemic of people who know this trick already, but we need 2 little bits of wool that allow us, specifically us, to jump over these fence gates. I mean, is this necessary? I could have just done this in the first place. I didn't need the gates, did I? I could have just put down fences, and then I can just jump over like that. But that cows can't actually jump is what you'll realize. They've got very fragile knees. I wonder if that's true in real life. I've never seen a cow jump. Sure, I'm sure they can. Let's not go down this thread. So what I can do is place some cobblestone there. Then I need a little bit of wheat. Hey guys, hey girls. God, look at them. They're just chomping at the bit. How do I let them out? I need to make a little stairway. Form a line. Single file. Oh, yeah, they're being quite orderly. Look at that. Okay, come over here. Come on, guys. Yeah, in here. This isn't a trap. Guys, that's not all of you. Where have the rest gone? Uh-oh, we've got some escapees. It's a prison break. Guys, come on. Oh my god, one at a time. Jesus Christ, where's the cooperation? Yeah, communication is key. Communication's never been a problem for these loud-ass guys before. Alright, yes, alright. You're in. Got no more use for you. I mean, technically, we could just butcher the rest. Yeah, I hate to say it, the clock's ticking for these guys anyway, because I need more leather to make more mailbag books. God, get out the way, Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, up this way. Step right in. Oh god, it's going dark, hang on. We need to do this before all the creepy crawlies come out. Yeah. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, if the rest of you could just, like, simmer down a little bit. Right, we've got one more recruit to come in. Yeah. Oh my god, he's breakdancing. Hang on. Okay, there you go. He's in. Any strays? No, look at that. Perfect. Well, that is a job well done. What a success. What a roaring success we've had here today. Let's just place some torches around there. I'm constantly concerned about the light levels in this place because it gets rather spooky. I suppose that is on brand. It is Spooktober right now, not to date this video too hard. But I will be releasing it in October, so I suppose that doesn't matter. Yeah, there you go. There's our cow pen. And isn't it glorious? Do you know what? It's not the most attractive thing I've ever made in my life, but I think we can certainly ramp it up. In fact, just before we close, I'll tell you what I'll do. This will be nice for them. This will be lovely. Let's place some moss blocks here. That's just a temporary measure. The moss blocks are not staying, I promise. Then let's place a couple of trapdoors around the side. Very nice. And then we'll break the moss block. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh god, that's one case of animal abuse against me already. Please don't, as I said before, don't report me, because I will come and silence you, and that is a threat. Okay, and then we'll just get another bit of water. Excuse me, Mr. Axolotl, don't mind me. Is that a baby axolotl? Oh, that's so nice. Now, what would you call a baby axolotl? An axolotl, wouldn't you? That's really good. God, the joy and humour never ends. Okay, guys, enjoy your new home. Don't use the trough as a form of escape. Yeah, you can break dance on it. That's fine. Just express yourself. Dun 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 dun. Express yourself. Okay. And with that wonderful tune, let's end the episode, because Jesus Christ. Yeah, again, let me know. How did I do? Evaluate my performance as an agony aunt. Was I okay? Was I effective in answering questions? And also, was it even remotely entertaining? I feel like the answer to those questions are no, no, and no. But that's before I've watched this back. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I might be back, I might not. But let's hope for your sakes that I am, because, God, there's a lot of problems that need sorting out in this world. And I think I'm the man to do it. Come on, guys. Woohoo! Bye. Bye.